Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 23 stream here on Twitch. I'm NextJGGen24, and today we're going to be making more progress and hopefully finishing up the NL East Team Affinity grind. If you guys recall from yesterday, I was able to complete or make up 50. I want to say it was like 26% in the program in one day. In one day. That's also considering the fact that the stream it went a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it is what it is. So we have some captains now, or we almost have all the captains. We're very close to our third pick in the Hero's Choice Pack, which would be Sandy Alcantara. But first, we're going to finish up on Diaz and Rosario before we get there. And of course, we also have almost all the classic cards completed. The only one that is yet to be completed is Jason Hayward. So we're going to be looking to finish him up as well. So that is the plan. That is the goal for tonight. Let's see. I think that in terms of team building, yeah, I'm closest to the Nationals. Just a couple changes I made. I took out the classic cards that I was using. That was McNeil and David Wright. Or I'm sorry, not David Wright. Alec Bohm. And I replaced them with Bryson Stott and David Wright. So essentially, I just flipped the Mets and Phillies for better versions of the card. Lindor's going to stay there because there really is nobody else that's better in that position than he is, at least in set 4. Sorry, excuse me. And then we're going to still run with Tim Raines. He only has 5 hits, so we'll be looking to get 5 more to complete up his mission. Rosario isn't going to take that much. Honestly, he should be done probably after the first full game that we play, and then it's just focusing on Jason Hayward. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to shut up now, and we're going to get right into it. As you guys know, it's always going to be play versus CPU against the Rockies, always on rookie. No point in me challenging myself. I'm looking just to get XP with Rosario and with Hayward, and also get the hits with Tim Raines. The pitcher, that's just so we can finish up with the Nationals. I mean, I probably would have finished them up anyway, but, the pitcher will make certain that it happens. I also ask that you keep in mind that Diaz is also, we gotta get XP with Diaz too. So if anything, he's only gonna get maybe he's gonna get the full 3 innings. But Rutledge is only going to get 6. So that way Diaz gets the save, he gets his XP, and that should be good enough to complete the team XP. Rosario won't take as much, and Raines, we just got to make sure we keep getting hits. Obviously, he just got hit number 6. So now it's just a matter of getting hit number 7, 8, 9, and 10. Obviously the biggest thing in sports that happened last night was the national championship between Michigan and Washington. Honestly, I'll give Washington a lot of credit. They definitely made it close. At times it looked like Michigan was going to put them away, but Washington made it interesting. Did it ever seem like that they were capable of taking it? No. but they at least made it close, and that's really all you could ask for. I mean, the other alternative would have been. It turns out like the Peach Bowl between Georgia and Florida State. And you know how lopsided that game got. I think it was Georgia scored like 63 points, absolutely dismantled the Seminoles. So it could have been that kind of game, and in some ways it certainly was, but at least Washington kept it close for a little bit. Still, Michigan was the better overall team. They proved that they are the true number one. Honestly, and there's a lot of talk about Jim Harbaugh leaving now that he's got the national championship under his belt, but or going to the NFL. But my question is, why would he go to a team that struggles, that is likely not going to the Super Bowl? You know, Tennessee, freaking Atlanta, Washington. Why would he do that when he knows he has a surefire winner in Michigan? Why would he do that? Unless Michigan lets him go, like, depending on what the whole sign stealing, how far the sign stealing scandal goes. But honestly, I don't think it's really going to go that far. And yeah, I know I said that I wanted Washington to win. I did want them to win. I'm not upset about Michigan, taking the national championship. I'm not upset about it. I really had no vested interest in it. I mean, yeah, obviously as a Penn State fan, I hate to see a national championship going to another Big Ten conference team, but I mean, the Big Ten is just going to get even bigger next season. So what's the whole point? So I really have nothing against Michigan. Although I will say Ohio State tends to piss me off a lot. So I would have a lot more of an axe to the grind if it were Ohio State. But since it's Michigan, I really don't hold that. I don't really hold that against them. I don't. So congrats to the Wolverines. Congrats to Jim Harbaugh for winning the national championship and all those guys. Very well done. Now we just move on. We got new college football season to worry about next season. It's going to be, and obviously the college football playoffs are going to be expanded. I think they said it's going to allow 12 teams. So, going to see how this goes out. My guess is that the top 4 teams are gonna get byes, and then teams 5 through 12 are gonna play each other. Here's the thing that I'll say: for the college football playoffs, do not have the bowl games. Don't have the bowl games count, or don't have the bowl games as the playoff games. Like, you can have neutral sites. Yes, you can absolutely do that. I'm not saying you can't. But this idea that the national champion could also be a Rose Bowl champion and a, I don't know, Fiesta Bowl or Sugar Bowl or like, get rid of the bowl games. I mean, if you want to make it a bowl game, then have the teams, have those top 12 teams, after, if they're eliminated, then they get to play in the bowl game. But I always hated this idea that the bowl games were part of the college football playoffs. I never thought they should, because in my mind, you should not get a bowl game. You should not get a bowl game and a national championship. So the teams that are eliminated all right, can have their specific bowl games, like, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and all that. They can have that once they're eliminated. Okay? So, based on the rankings, that's, or not based on the rankings, but trying to think. Why not just, or you could have...
Leading off for the Rockies, the third baseman.
The teams that get eliminated should get bowl games as compensation. Like, okay, you didn't win, you're not winning the national championship, but you still get a bowl game.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Like, the lesser bowl games, those are the ones that could go to those programs that won 6 or more games, but didn't qualify for the college football playoffs. But the bigger ones, those are the ones that can go to the top 12 teams, and the 10 teams that get eliminated from the playoffs. And then that way, the top 2 go at it, and neither one is going to be a bowl, or neither one is going to be a national champion and a bowl winner.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that way, it doesn't seem like the programs that win end up winning multiple bowl games. Like, that's my big concern, is that if we're going to do bowl games in the college football playoffs, and with the expansion coming, you're going to have programs with multiple bowl games or multiple bowl game trophies, and that's not fair in my mind.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So I say let the college football playoffs expand, but don't have it be the bowl games. Just have them battle it out after the season is over. The top 12 teams go up against each other, and they're gonna play tournament style, NCAA tournament style. And once you're eliminated, then your bowl game is set. Or then you qualify for a bowl game.
Now pitching for the Rockies, number 59, Jake Burr.
Come on, Tim, we need you. Jason Hayward is also not doing well either, which is rather concerning. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one.
Leading off for the Rockies, the catcher,
So that's my concern, and I hope the NCAA will take that into consideration. But I have a feeling that the top 12 teams the bowl games are going to be part of the college football playoffs, and there are going to be multiple bowl game winners, and I really hate that. Strike 3, sit down. I'm sorry, I didn't do that the first 4 times. I should have. I was going on my rant for the college football playoffs.
Yep, that ball went out.
for next year. So.
Nope. Outside.
Hello, I'm sorry. What's up? How are you today? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Leading off for the Lions.
I just wrapped up my discussion about the national championship and what the college football playoffs could look like for next year. I don't know if you want to weigh in on that or not. It's open to discussion. I was just talking about my concern that there were going to be multiple multiple bowl game winners in the college football playoffs when they do the whole expansion and conference realignment next season. Like the way it's going to work, just seems like to me we're going to get multiple bowl game winners, and I don't think that's fair. But you tell me. I don't know if you pay attention to college football. Michigan beat Washington in the national championship last night, so Michigan is the national champions of college football. Any thoughts? You don't really pay attention to college football. All right, that's all right. Are you a baseball fan then? Well, I kind of think I'm kind of led to believe that you are, considering that you're in my stream. Okay, so do you have a favorite team then? Are you what's your favorite team?
Oh, that's inside.
A Brewers fan. Oh, then you would get along with another viewer of mine. He's not in here right now. Maybe he'll show up later. But his gamer tag is Cheater, and he's a Brewers fan too. So you could really get along with him. Yeah, if it's not obvious by this towel that's behind me, this little rally towel, as well as this cardboard cutout of Mike Piazza behind me, I am a Mets fan. I live in New Jersey. I grew up as a Mets fan, and Mike Piazza is my favorite all-time player. Just sucks what happened this past playoffs. Look, at least the Brewers got there, and at least there was a shot. The Mets did not get there, so they had no shot. And honestly, dude, it almost seemed like I remember in 2022, I think the Brewers had like a collapse mid-season. It was like after their series at Citi Field where the Mets took 2 out of 3, or maybe they took 3 out of 4. I don't remember, but it just seemed like a collapse for the Brewers in 2022, and I was actually going to compare that to the Mets collapse in 2023, where the calendar flipped to June, and all of a sudden they stink. They get rid of Scherzer, they get rid of Verlander, although truth be told, those guys were probably on their way. They were probably on their way out anyway. It just, their collapse kind of just sealed it for them. But I mean, Scherzer got a World Series ring out of it, so I don't think he's complaining. And of course, the Mets and Brewers had that trade this offseason that we sent the Brewers this pitching prospect that we got from the Angels who had like Tommy John surgery. And then you guys sent us Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor. So, a little bit of history there with the Mets. And of course, we have your president of baseball operations too, and David Stearns. I don't know. What did you think? Did you think that David Stearns was really effective for the Brewers, or what, or not really? I mean, other than maybe 2022, 2023, I didn't really pay attention to the Brewers, so a little bit. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more? What do you mean by just a little bit?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. You don't really know? Oh, all right.
Ball, that's out.
I mean, I understand, you guys never won the World Series under Stern's leadership, but at the same time, at least you guys have multiple playoff appearances, and that's more than what the Mets can say between. That's more than what the Mets can say between. What was it? 2017 and 2021. Plus, you guys did have Josh Hader. You had Corbin Burns. I mean, I feel like those are all products under David Stearns. Maybe he didn't have as much to do with player development, but ultimately he had to see the guys, and he had to keep their eye on them in the system. Plus Devin Williams too. I forgot about Devin Williams. Very underrated. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to justify the Mets hiring Stearns. And you just signed a top baseball prospect. Very true. There you go. It just seems like that all I hear from Mets fans is that they're exasperated by David Stearns not making big moves, like not getting Yamamoto or even going after Ohtani, or why haven't they signed Soler yet? Why did they let Teoscar Hernandez go to Los Angeles? I mean, Los Angeles is just buying their way to a championship at this point. But it's like Mets Twitter or Mets, the Mets fans on social media are just losing their minds over this, and I'm trying to. I guess as a Mets fan, I'm trying to urge patience, and I'm trying to, urge confidence in David Stearns, and I think the only way that could be done is if we hear from Brewers fans how effective David Stearns was for their team. Yeah, and they took advantage so much of the deferrals. So it's clear to me that once Ohtani and Yamamoto, once they're done, it's really not going to matter. The Dodgers at that point are not going to be able to compete. There's no way. There's no way they're going to compete. Right, I never said that they were going to beat Michigan. I was just saying I was rooting for them. You're acting like I was a fan. I was a fan, my entire life of Washington. I was just rooting for them, not because of anything I had against Michigan. I don't have anything against Michigan. I just wanted the Pac-12 and Washington to stick it to the NCAA. I wanted one last FU to the NCAA and their whole conference realignment. Because you got to think about this, Bray. We're going to get the Big Ten is going to get USC. Who else? Uh, are we getting UCLA? I have to look at the. I know we're getting USC, and you can think whatever you want about them this season, but don't underestimate them as a program. That's my biggest thing. I would not underestimate them as a program, as a college football program. I would not. Getting this David Wright, blasting home runs. So I just want that to be clear. I was not rooting against, or I was not rooting for Washington in spite of Michigan. I was rooting for Washington in spite of the NCAA. That's what I want to be clear. I had no vested interest. I just wanted to see one last FU to the NCAA before the Pac-12 gets dispersed. And it's a real shame that that's happening. I don't think it should be. Because now we have all those West Coast teams that are going to have to travel hundreds, if not thousands of miles. And this is particularly bad for, like football and basketball, they're going to be fine, I believe. I believe they're going to be fine. It's the other sports that I'm worried about. The ones that don't get as much money. That's my biggest concern. What are going to happen to those athletes? Because it was brought up. There was a video that I saw where a girl that plays softball for, who was it, USC or UCLA? It was brought up that she and the team are going to have to travel now to the East Coast for some of their games because of the way that they were realigned into the Big Ten. Like, they're going to have to come out to Rutgers to play against Rutgers. They're going to have to play against Penn State. They're going to have to play against Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State is not East Coast, but you get my meaning. All these teams that are in the eastern part, all those West Coast teams are going to have to travel there. And that's going to take a lot on these student athletes. It really is. That's why I thought that all these West Coast teams either should have just made the MAC, or not the MAC, the WAC. They should have made that the new Pac-12, or even the Big 12 would have been a good conference to join. I know some of the Pac-12 teams did join the Big 12. I forgot which ones, but I know some of them did. Colorado did, I think, and they're already there, if I'm not mistaken. They're already there. Strike three, sit down. But I mean, that's something that they don't think about. They just look at, is it good for football? Is it good for basketball? It is? Okay, then let's do it, and let's completely disregard what's going to happen with all the other sports. Strike three, sit down, by the way. And isn't this the best example of a monopoly? Like, now you just went from Power 5 conferences to now only 3, where you're going to have the ACC, the SEC, and the Big Ten. I mean, you're also going to have the Big 12, but let's be honest, the Big 12 has lost its luster over. I honestly, Texas, Oklahoma are the ones that are saving it. Maybe Colorado too, but that's because of Deion Sanders. So, this whole realignment thing just bothers me. It really does bother me. I have no issue with some of those big programs wanting to take on a program like Alabama or Michigan or Ohio State. I have no problem with them doing that, every so often. What I do have a problem with is that now that is how this is going to impact the other sports. And it will. So we'll see what happens, but no doubt this is going to take a toll on the students eventually. I mean, these athletes, these are not supermen. These are not a bunch of LeBron James or Aaron Judges or like Pete Alonso's or these guys are these athletes are young, okay? Plus, they're not gonna get to experience the full college experience. They're gonna be traveling every weekend to other states. They're gonna go from California to Ohio, or Arizona to Pennsylvania, or Washington to New Jersey. They're gonna have to travel. They're not going to be able to get a full college experience if they're traveling all the time. Oh, he's out. Oops. Hold on. I jumped the gun on that one. And then what happens to some of the rivalries? Like, what happens to... Well, I guess the rivalries would remain intact, but how are they gonna determine the Big Ten? Strike 3, sit out. Like, how are they gonna figure that out? Like, is it just gonna be all conference games? Like, not even non-conference games anymore? Because the college football season is only 12 games. Plus you gotta add on the college football playoffs, bowl games, and all that. So what? We're just gonna eliminate conference, non-conference games altogether? So we're never going to see something like Michigan versus Alabama ever again? Or, I don't know, Florida versus Penn State, or, or LSU versus Ohio State? We're never going to see that again? Strike 3, sit down? Just saying.
He's out.
To me, it just doesn't seem like this conference realignment thing is as great as everyone makes it out to be. There are obviously flaws, and nobody thinks about that, but everyone thinks about, oh, for football and basketball, oh, no problems at all. This is great. Well, at least we got an RBI with Jason Hayward. And I'm really hopeful that Eddie Rosario does something here. He might have enough XP in terms of at-bats. Well, the home run will do it. The home run certainly does it. So that's a good thing. Anywho, alright, I'm done with my whole rant. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize what inning it was. Hold on. We can still do it. I'm glad that I realized what inning it was. Because now I can try to get that save with Diaz.
Now pitching, Edwin Diaz.
Yeah, I have to do those 4 pitches. It's 4 pitches. It's honestly not that much, but if it gets Diaz ready, then I gotta do it. Because I'd rather him be ready than cold. Otherwise, it's going to be home run after home run, and he's not going to get a lot of XP.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3. 3 balls.
Hey, Diaz, you want to like get in the strike zone? That might be a good idea. I have to remember that at some point, either tonight or tomorrow. I might do it tonight. Just depends on the rain. But at some point, I'm gonna go trade in these 2 games. Maybe I'll go for a controller, because I need a controller. Since the stick drift on my controller is back. So after going a few weeks without stick drift, now I gotta worry about it.
Inside, ball 2. Hey.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey. That's a ball.
Strike 3, sit down. I mean, as far as, well, now I'm going to change to baseball, or go back to baseball. I'm sorry about my rant on the college football and everything, but it's just like, I got to do it, because nobody talks about that. And I think it's worth discussing. It really is. At the very least, the Pac-12 should have remained intact for some of the other sports. If the football and basketball programs want to go to the bigger conferences, fine, let them. I think with if they could do the same thing Notre Dame does. Notre Dame is a independent in college football, but I think they're part of the ACC in college basketball. So why can't that be something similar? Or why can't the West Coast teams do something similar to that? Anyway, moving on to baseball. Because we're playing baseball after all. No, I'm really shocked by that Teoscar Hernandez contract that Dodgers The Dodgers are abusing the deferral thing way too
Ball
much.
match outside.
And unfortunately, I think that's going to set a bad precedent for
1 ball,
other teams
2
to
strikes.
do. Because it's like, you see, the Dodgers are going to have to pay eventually. It may be 10 years down the road now, but that means 10 years from now when there's new superstars, new teams leading, and you have an opportunity to get them, guess what? The Dodgers are not going to be able to afford it. Win now, pay later. There's also the concern that it might not even work out. Nothing is guaranteed in baseball. Nothing is guaranteed.
Leading off for the Lions, the left fielder, Tim Raines.
So there's no guarantee that Ohtani is going to be worth the money that the Dodgers are giving him. There's no guarantee Yamamoto is going to be worth the money. What's up, Grayson? How are you? There are no guarantees that all these signings that the Dodgers are doing is going to lead to a championship. There's no guarantees. If it does, then it does. But as of right now, there are no guarantees. I'm doing all right. I'm glad to hear that you're fabulous.
Ball.
Sorry, I had to do that with a little... I can't complain, Well, actually, I have been complaining. I've just been complaining about the college football playoffs and conference realignment and everything. But now I'm just complaining about what these deferrals are going to be doing for baseball. Like, who's to say the Yankees won't do this? Or the Phillies, or the Braves? Or who's to say the Mets won't do this? I mean, I don't think the Mets are going to do it, considering that they already learned. I feel like Steve Cohen has learned his lesson with that contract that Bobby Bonilla negotiated with the Mets. So I think he learned his lesson, and I don't think he's going to be doing something like that.
He's out.
But it is worth wondering if other teams are going to do it. The Yankees, the Braves, the Phillies, the Padres. Play versus CPU, Colorado Rockies. Build your lineup full of set 3 cards. Team affinities and the teams from the NL West. Or whatever team that you're trying, whatever program that you're doing. Like, I'll show you, as soon as I'm done here, I'll show you, because my method, I believe it works. Right. I know that. I know that. Just hold on 1 second while I do this really quickly. It shouldn't take me long. It's just pick first guy and quick sell. Pick first guy and quick sell. Now I'm going to take Sandy Alcantara. I'll add him to the rotation. Take out Cabrera. Hold on. So now I'm going to move Alcantara up. So what I mean is, so you know that I'm grinding the NL East for Team Affinity 4. So what I've done is I built the lineup based on the on the cards that would count for the Team Affinity 4 program. So you can see here I have Tim Raines. I need to do the hits with him, although I only need one more hit from him. Jason Hayward, I need a bit more XP. I'm honestly surprised I've got that much XP. And then I also have Eddie Rosario in there since he's a Team Affinity 4 boss. So even though I already have his XP mission done, I'm still going to keep him in the lineup because if I go to the Team Affinity program here, and I just made it to 75%, so I go to bosses thing, look at that. I could still earn XP with all these bosses even after I have their missions done. And that will ultimately count for this. This right here is important because this is going to get you 5,000 Team Affinity XP. You get 1,000 parallel XP with these five guys, then you're going to get 5,000, so you don't have to do, you can do team build missions as well, and you should do team build missions. But that's an additional 5,000 XP that you can have right there. You should also do the classics missions too. Like Hayward, I'm almost done with him. He probably just needs another at-bat or two. You should also do the captain's missions as well. And now that I'm done with, well, I'm not really done with Diaz, but I'm done in terms of getting XP with him. You know, now I can focus on strikeouts with Alvarado. I've been focusing on hits with Tim Raines. Actually, the captain pack is the next one. So when I do that, then I'm going to have to do saves with Craig Kimbrell. All that's going to get me 3,500 XP right there. 3,500 XP. And that's how you're going to be able to collect all these cards. You have to collect every single card that's in each of the 6 Team Affinity programs. All of them. And I would just focus on one program at a time. Okay, don't do like, oh, well, I have Alcantara, but I also want to get, I don't know, let's say I need to get Reggie Jackson done or Ian Kinsler. You know, I'm going to throw them in too. No. No, don't do that. Select a program and just focus on it. Okay? Because you're going to overwhelm yourself pretty quickly if you try to mix and match, and you're not going to make as much progress as you possibly could if you just focus on the one program. All right, so you can see here I have a lineup that's filled of NL East teams. So I've got the Phillies, I've got the Braves, I've got the Nationals, I've got the Mets, and I mean Josh Bell and Sandy Alcantara are part of my lineup. So is Waystar Brazaban. So not that many, but you know, they're there. That's ultimately what I'm doing. And also, make sure you have the guys that you're trying to get the XP for, or you're trying to get the stat missions for. Make sure you have them first in your lineup. Like I have Tim Raines, Jason Hayward, and Eddie Rosario all batting at the top of my lineup. That's for a reason. All these other guys that are below them, Wright, Howard, Realmuto, Stott, Lindor, and Harris, those guys are just for the team build XP. That's all they're there for, but that's going to help. All right? So I hope I gave you enough to be able to go on. I don't know which program that you're working on, but like I said, just take one and just focus on completing that.
Leading off for Long Island, the left fielder, Tim.
Alright, so all I need is one hit with Tim Raines. And there we go. So there's 3,500 XP right there that I just got with Tim Raines. But I'm not done, because I'm gonna get XP with Jason Hayward. Eddie Rosario is gonna help too.
One's the count.
With at least the boss XP mission, collective mission. At least I hope so. I'm not gonna do it there. Well, that's Jason Hayward, so Jason Hayward doesn't matter other than his own XP. And even once he's done with his XP, I'm gonna take him out and put in someone else.
Count 1-0. He's out.
Now, unfortunately, that I shouldn't have done that, because that just took some XP away from Eddie Rosario. Because just imagine if that right there would have been a home run. Or that might have been enough to be able to drive in Tim Raines. But because I told him to steal and I wanted to get XP that I didn't need with him, I just took XP away from Eddie Rosario. So now he's going to have to settle for a double and a run. And that's it. Still good XP. I'm not saying that it's bad. But I'm just saying if I'm going to make any progress on
1-0.
on the boss's XP, then I should be getting as much XP as I possibly can and not ruining it by by trying to steal like I did with Tim Raines and cost myself an RBI possibly. And boy, Real Muto. Again, Real Muto, Howard, Wright, all these guys, they're all just counting towards the team XP. Not towards any other XP, just the team one. Even Stott is contributing to the XP, or team XP. So the Phillies are going to get a lot of XP out of this game. Whereas maybe the Nationals aren't going to get as much, considering the only one that I'm running with right now is Tim Raines. Even the Marlins are not going to get that much XP. They'll get whatever they can get from Alcantara. But that's still only 500 XP, whereas if I had Josh Bell in it, or if I had Jake Berger, he's got a monthly awards card for set 4. And also, make sure that the cards you use to grind team affinities, make sure they're the ones that actually count. Alright, so like for me, the cards that would count for set 4 or for team affinity 4 are going to be set 3 or set 4 cards or core cards. But set 5 would not work. Set 5 would not work, so I can't use Pete Alonso, I can't use Francisco Alvarez, I can't use Bryce Harper. They would not count. I can't use the Jake Berger finest card, can't use them. They would not count. I know that's a lot of me explaining this stuff, but, you know, for those that are new to Team Affinity, I'm more than happy to offer some kind of advice because, as you can see, this program, this NL East Team Affinity program, is the only one that I have to do. It's the only one.
Runner. Hey. 0-1.
Now, that may have seemed like a risk, but it really wasn't. That was actually risk-free. Because Hayward, I'm still trying to get the XP with him. So, if he had been thrown out stealing that bag... Oh, you just got Paul's... Nice.
The second baseman.
There you go. Congrats. Dude, that Paul's... That's going to have a velocity... That's going to have like a fastball at 104. His velocity is going to be off the chains. Now, also imagine that you could get a captain card that might even boost Steen's ratings even more.
Inside, ball 1.
Like a Pirates pitcher. Pirates pitcher would be good. That would help.
Ball. 2 balls.
So congrats, man. Believe me, this grind of getting to... The whole set's ruined the grinding of
0-1.
Parallel XP. Because once the new sets came out, then there was no point to use the older sets. Because they were going to be obsolete. Like, you couldn't use set 1 and set 3. You couldn't use set 2 and set 4. So it's like, why try to superfractor these cards if they're only good for maybe 2 months? I mean, they rectified that situation, but only after they got to set 6. Now you can use whatever cards you want. But in my opinion, that's the way it should have been throughout the year. You shouldn't be restricted from certain game modes because you're using a card from a previous set. I will say, though, that pitchers are probably easier to parallel XP than batters are. Because batters, it's like, it's tough. You know, pitchers, you get 9 innings, you could get 9 innings with them. Like I'm trying to do with Alcantara. And I'm talking about starting pitchers. I should actually be more specific. Starting pitchers are probably easiest to superfractor out of all the positions out there. Because you could go 9 innings with them. You could get a lot of strikeouts with them in a 9-inning game, and you could do it all while playing rookie, like I'm doing right now against the Rockies. You know,
0-2 is the count.
get a complete game. Get one game could get you 500 XP, which could get you to that first parallel. It could also get you to the next parallel, and so on. And honestly, even at 500 XP a game, all it would take is 10 games for you to get that card superfractored. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 10,000 XP, sorry. So it would actually take you 20 games. So 20 games is a lot, but if you could do it if you average one, you could get it done in under 3 weeks.
1-1.
And that's not bad.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice. I know I could have
Leading off for Long Island,
thrown it to first.
Francisco Lindor.
But you know, if the runner was going to be in front of me, why risk a throwing error when I could have tagged him out?
0-1.
Attaboy, Tim Raines. Again, I don't need to do anything crazy with Tim
Right
Raines.
fielder, Jason Hayward.
I don't need to steal with him. I don't need to do all that stuff. So I might as well just save it as XP for... I mean, Hayward's going to be done, but be good for Rosario. Especially, I don't know how much XP I'm going to get with Diaz. Well, actually, Alcantara... Alcantara, I forgot that I'm using Alcantara, and he's going to count. And in fact, he alone would complete the mission for me.
Nope, that's inside.
But I'm just saying. You know, I need to focus on getting Rosario the XP so I can get that mission done. And then moving forward, I still need to focus on that.
Leading off,
But Hayward, I'm not worried about. He completed his XP mission. He's already done. Raines is already done because I got the wow, why am I blanking? I got the hit, so his captain mission is done.
0-1. 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely gotta address this stick drift that's on my controller.
Ball.
By tomorrow, I should have a new controller.
Inside, ball 2.
I mean, I gotta run some errands. I gotta run some errands tomorrow anyway, so. Strike 3, sit down.
the first baseman, number 6, Ryan Howard.
I gotta delete this email. Alright. It's really not an effective game, this one. I think it has to be the stick drift. Not being able, or I could do a better job of being patient, but I think the stick drift is not helping me.
Oh, 2 is the count. What do you got? Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3.
Strike 3, sit down. Like, see, Alcantara's got 9 strikeouts already, so,
1.
I mean, what I really should focus on is just making sure he gets his 500 XP.
1 ball.
Because I know for a fact I'm gonna get that boss's XP mission done. Strike 3, sit down.
0-1's the count.
Dang it. Hold on.
Leading off for the Lions, the second baseman, Bryson Stott.
Really? The ball was standing still. How do you not?
Now batting, shortstop.
How do you miss that? I understand the Rockies are not exactly the greatest team in the world, but that's still no excuse. Throwing the game like that, Jesus. All right.
One ball, 2 strikes. Count 1-0.
That boy Reigns.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Attaboy Hayward.
The batter, number 8, designated hitter, Eddie Rosario. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 59, Jake.
Nice, Rosario. Rosario also counts for the Braves' XP as well. So, worth keeping in mind. David, right next time, please slide.
The first baseman, number 6, Ryan Howard.
Wow. Wall scraper, but it counts nonetheless.
Now pitching for the Rockies, number 61, Justin Roland.
Dang.
The batter,
Everyone's talking about this All Mets fans that I'm seeing on social media is talking about a potential trade for Jesus Luzardo. And honestly, I'm not in favor of doing that sort of a trade. Like, I'm not in favor of Luzardo. Cease, I mean, my concern with him is, just he's a flamethrower. What if he throws out his arm? Is it going to be another Matt Harvey situation where we give up, where now we just gave up our prospects for Dylan Cease? Honestly, he might be better suited as a relief pitcher than a starter or a long reliever. I get that the Mets need depth. They need starting pitching. I understand that. But I'm not in favor of giving up some of our batting prospects for a pitcher. Especially when we know in the next offseason they're going to be all kinds of aces. Very, very true, gamer. To be another Noah Syndergaard.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Very true. Harvey, Syndergaard, honestly, I think baseball, if we really want to save pitchers from throwing out their arms, I think we should go the way of having pitchers just pitch 3 innings. That way they don't use as much, or they don't use as much stamina. They can throw hard as much as they want, and even if they do like 20 pitches an inning, that would just leave them with 60.
Leading off for Long Island, the left fielder, Tim Ray.
Plus, you can make more use of guys out of the bullpens. What, you don't think someone like Diaz shouldn't be a reliever, or shouldn't be a Cy Young candidate, or who else was, or Emmanuel Clase many years ago? Should Mariano Rivera have been considered for the Cy Young?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 64, Kevin Holloway.
Mariano Rivera is one of the best relievers that I've ever seen. He's also, for a while, they actually named the Reliever of the Year award after him. Him and Trevor Hoffman. They were considered the best relievers in the. Well, apparently he was very effective because he won multiple World Series with the Yankees. If I'm not mistaken, he won, 3 or 4? 3 or 4, actually 5. I'm sure, because we got to count 2009 too. Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, having starting pitchers be these flamethrowers, they're going to throw out their arms, and at best, they're good for 3 or 4 years, and then they're done. Just ask Matt Harvey. He was done after the 2015 season. The Mets didn't even want to deal with him, and his career pretty much went off a cliff. Could have been one of the best one of the best starting pitchers for the Mets ever. In fact, I think he was supposed to be Jacob deGrom before Jacob deGrom was Jacob deGrom. He was supposed to be that. True, and I think Scherzer does that. Kershaw also does that. But they came in at a time when those guys were still valuable. And guys that would throw heat, I mean, Pedro, Randy, who else?
Right fielder, Jason Cleveland.
Trying to think. Well, I'm talking more starting pitchers, not relievers, because those relievers were expected to do that. You know, but not starting pitchers. Well, I'm talking like early 2000s. Yeah, Nolan Ryan did that, but I'm talking like 2000s. You know, like Pedro, like Randy, like, who else? Drawing blanks here, not good. Didn't Cole Hamels, wasn't he a flamethrower when he was on the Phillies? I think, definitely not Roy Halladay. Roy Halladay was more. Yeah, I wouldn't throw John Smoltz in there. I'm not even sure I would throw in Glavine. I don't think Al Leiter either.
0-1's the count.
Kerry Wood counts. Kerry Wood definitely counts. Are we going to throw in Mark Pryor? If we're talking Cubs pitchers, I think we should take a look at Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto. He's another good example. I think even Chapman started as a starter before he became a reliever. Same thing with Cueto. Trying to think. He may have been at the start of his career, definitely towards the tail end. Like when he was on the Mets, he did not throw for heat. He had to throw he definitely had to throw a lot more breaking pitches. PV? Are we going to count PV? I guess we could. Santana. Johan Santana. Definitely him. And then Santana pretty much had to tone it down once he got with the Mets, but he could throw heat back in the day. I'm trying to think of who else.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Roger Clemens, yep. You can think whatever you want about him, but he threw heat. He threw heat. So yes, definitely Clemens. That's a good one. You know, that's just an example. Those are just examples. But those guys, they eventually they threw heat, yeah, but they also learned to, you know, towards the tail end of their careers, they learned not to throw as hard, and that's how they were able to get longevity. You know, all these guys, Syndergaard, Harvey, Andy Pettit. Pettit, I don't know, but he never struck me as that heat hurler.
Tyler Kinley.
Here, let's see. What's the fastest pitch Andy Pettit threw? Okay, so no, he was not. He was not a heat hurler. His four-seam fastball. Oh, well, this was 2013. AJ Burnett, that's a good one. Yeah, I would absolutely count Burnett. Yep, definitely him. Dontrell Willis, do we count him?
No, he's safe. Yep, that ball went out.
Since we're talking about Marlins pitchers, Jose Fernandez, another great example. That dude could seriously throw heat. Attaboy, Real Muto. But I would not count. Are we going to count Mike Mussina? Messina? What? How come I can't say his name right? God damn it. But I think you get my point, gamer. It's like, those guys, Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, well, we mentioned Pedro. All those guys had longevity in their careers, but you look at today, guys like Matt Harvey, Fernandez, Cueto, Chapman, I think he was a starting pitcher. Maybe he was a reliever, but I know Cueto was definitely a heat hurler, and then he had to change his game. Strike 3, sit down. I guess we could throw in Garrett Cole, too. Garrett Cole should count.
Now batting, the center fielder, Michael Harris.
Excuse me. So, we're not going to get these guys that are going to have 20, have 20 years on their career. We're never going to see guys like that again, I don't think. Like Scherzer and Verlander, even Zach Greinke and Rich Hill. Those guys are having long careers, but depending on, like Ohtani, I'm concerned about his future as a pitcher because he just had surgery he just had elbow surgery. You wonder how that's going to limit his effectiveness as a pitcher. Also, Edward Cabrera too, and Nate Pearson's. Remember when Nate Pearson's was unhittable in MLB The Show 20? Whatever happened to him? Edward Cabrera was also unhittable. I'm not even sure Cabrera is a starting pitcher for the Marlins at this point. I think he's a reliever. I have to go back. I have to look at my inventory, but I'm pretty sure he's a reliever, even though that I was using his flashback as a starting pitcher. Why am I so tired? God, it's been raining all day where I live. It's like, this is not good, especially, 2 weeks ago we just had flooding in or not 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we just had flooding in our town. Now we're going to have it again. It's not going to be good for buses either, because the buses say, I'm going to have to go to another bus station, because I'm not sure that the bus station I currently go to, I'm not so sure they're gonna have buses. What's up, Landon? How are ya?
0-1's the count. That's a ball.
No, I know. Yeah. I'm concerned.
Oh, that's good.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
And not so long after we just had the flooding, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
He's out.
Those houses, the people haven't recovered. And now they got to deal with it again.
Nope.
Usually we don't get...
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I would definitely consider Roy Oswalt. That's a good. That's another good
1
one.
ball, 2 strikes.
Landon, Gamer and I were just talking about pitchers beginning that were in the 2000s who threw heat. There's very rare. There's not that many. There's quite a few, but there's not that many of them. We already mentioned Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, Roy Oswalt, AJ Burnett, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer. Alright. We got John Donaldson again. Wow, gamer. That's a lot. I couldn't tell you what my record is in terms of superfractors. I couldn't tell you. I have long forgotten. Oh wait, dang it. I meant to... you want to go out and touch grass? You know? Might be a good idea. You're one win from Senga? Go get it, man. Go get it. I think I have like 5, maybe. Granderson, Alonso, the set 1. Arenado, set 1. Taiwan Walker, set 1. Yamamoto. Actually, I might even have more. I don't recall. I don't have anyone from the Orioles P5'd. No one from the Red Sox. Not thinking anyone from... Oh yeah, I can't quick sell that. Closest I have is Reggie. Reggie and Jeter. They're the closest I have. But I was just saying this earlier in the stream. These sets really destroyed the whole... They really, in my opinion, they destroyed the whole superfractor. Oh, Randy Arozarena. That's another one. So 6. Oh, I'm sorry, cheater. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. I was looking at what players I have superfractor. Excuse me. You have your basketball game tomorrow? Good luck. Is this your second or your third one? Oops. Excuse me. No one for the Blue Jays. I don't think there's anyone for the White Sox. Yeah, no. I don't think there's anyone for the Guardians either. Third. There was a fight last game? Over what? Should be no one for the Tigers. A loose ball and then a fight broke out over that. Huh. And Tucker's probably my closest P5 player that I have. Yep, just Tucker. Otani. Oh, okay. So make that 7 now. Otani. Well, generally, I'm one that doesn't like to see fights in a game. I understand people go hard. Harry Ford, I was close to. Pause on what? Yeah. I can't say I'm surprised. Get into an altercation, yes, no doubt. Yeah. They like to play hard in sports. That's the way it should be. But there always is that line that gets crossed. And yeah, I dealt with that as a when I was a younger athlete and I played sports. Well, I don't think he meant it like that. Or I don't think he was interpreting my words that way. So yeah, there's that Pete Alonso that I was mentioning. I should have Lindor superfactored as well. Yeah, here's Lindor. So yeah, Lindor. Which brewer are you talking about? I think we came to an understanding that we're gonna Pete Alonso. I don't think the Brewers are gonna afford what he wants. So Taiwan Walker, he was another one. I mentioned Yamamoto. Yeah, maybe I have 10. Maybe I think I'm likely to have 10. Bellinger was my closest Chicago Cub. Oh, by the way, cheater, XOHLY here. He's also a Brewers fan. Yeah, but we're really going to limit the politics in here because I'd rather not get people get into arguments over politics. You are entitled to your political opinion, but I just ask that we keep it to a minimum because I don't want people getting offended based on political beliefs. That's all I ask. I know I have Arenado superfactored as well. Where's Arenado? Or not? Oh, so it wasn't Goldschmidt. It was Arenado that I was thinking of. Yeah, here he is. Facing lesser charges in the DR? Wow. I wouldn't go for, if I was a prosecutor, I wouldn't be going for lesser charges. I'd be trying to get him prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law if he did what he did. Should not have any Dodgers T5. I don't think I have any Padres either. I think a lot of the cards that I have P5 are set 1 cards. Well, I don't want you saying that kind of stuff in here. Because I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I know Yamamoto is super factored. He's right there. Yeah, and that's it. So I think I have closer to 10. I might not have all 10, but I'm definitely close on 10. Judge Ronaldo Marcino determined that the money could not be considered payment for the girls' services because of their learning, which lasted 4 months. The judge said that the prosecutors initially gave the case more serious treatment because the accused is a professional base MLB player. I don't know what the laws are in the DR, but honestly, gamer, once you get accused of that sort of thing, your baseball career is pretty much done. I don't think Wander Franco is going to be an MLB player again. Well, I'm not mad. I just don't want other people getting upset. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what anyone else's political opinions are. That's why I'd rather not discuss politics. If guilty, could now face 3 to 5 years in jail. Yes, so 3 to 5 years, which means he's not gonna. Which means he's not gonna play baseball. All right, so Mets and Braves are the closest that I have. All right. So we know Alvarado needs some strikeouts. We know that Kimbrel needs some saves. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take out Hayward. We're definitely taking him out. We're taking out Reigns too. Get him done. $38-year. Oh, wow! I didn't know you were that old, cheater. And look, I hope I'm not coming across as someone trying to limit free speech. I mean, I work in the news industry, so I don't want it to seem like I'm. Oh, you're joking. Yeah, because I was. Wow. I can't believe I fell for that. Stupidly, I fell for that. Oops, too far. So we've got Soler, got Stanton and Berger. Okay, if you say so, cheater. If you say so. Oh, I forgot about Elijah Green. But he's not 97. Or he's not 99. So let's do Mike Schmidt. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play conquest games so that we can get Alvarado and Kimbrel their strikeouts and saves. And then we'll keep running with Alcantara. Cheater, you know that the Mets signed Diaz to a 5-year contract after the 2022 season, right? It was like it might have been, yeah, I think it was a 5-year deal. So I don't think he's going anywhere. At least not for the foreseeable future. He's not going anywhere. Lead off with Rosario, and then we'll... Actually, maybe Realmuto will bat second. That should be good. Alexis, that's what I suggested at the trade deadline last year. That I suggested that, but I don't think that the Reds are gonna part with him for cheap. And I think Edwin would be very up for that, having Alexis on the team with him. But it's not going to come cheap. That's for sure. Oh, I left the roof open. Darn it. My bad. I'm just playing a conquest game so I get the missions with Kimbrel and Alvarado done. Brian Roberts swing. Oh, I know. The one from Finders Keepers pack. Yeah, but they're not going to be playing here for much longer, right? Isn't that what you were telling me months ago? That they're going to have to they're going to have to build a new ballpark? No? Then what did you tell me? Oh, okay. Well then, they're not going to go anywhere for a long time. For the next 25 years. I mean, I still remember when they called this ballpark Miller Park. I still remember that. That's what I grew up with. This used to be Miller Park. How has my sorry habit been going? I'm still saying it. What do they call it? Do they still call it Miller Park?
0-1 to count.
Figured as much. Because even now and then I sometimes I'll refer to it as Miller Park. Because that's what I grew up with. Do I call City Shea? No. I call it City Field. I mean, maybe for like the first couple years I did. Shea? So Bill Shea, well, if you're, there are two Shays, all right? One is Bill Shea. That's the guy who was instrumental in bringing National League Baseball back to New York after the Dodgers and the Giants left to go to the East Coast, left to go to California. So when they opened for the first couple of years, the Mets played at the Polo Grounds. Then they built Shea Stadium and named it after Bill Shea. They also had a service dog named Shea, a retriever puppy that they groomed to be a service dog for a veteran, but that was one that the fans voted on. They voted on naming the dog Shea. And now we're grooming a second dog named Seaver for Tom Seaver. But no, I don't refer to Citi Field as Shea Stadium. I call it Citi Field.
0-1.
Wait, what's wrong with that? I happen to think that that's cute. And that's a really good cause. Yep, R.I.P. Tom Seaver, yep. But you kind of figured towards the end he was gone. It was only a matter of time. Even 2013, when he appeared at the All-Star game, you could tell something was off with him. I think he had Alzheimer's.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Marte is still on the team. Strike 3, sit down. So not all the money has been wasted. But yeah, I would say that that most of it, all but one of the players signed in 2021 free agency, is no longer on the Mets. Scherzer is gone. Escobar is gone. Marte, or not Marte, but Canna is gone. Well, it was the one pitcher, cheater. One pitcher was Scherzer. No, Verlander was 2022 free agency. Verlander was 2022. Not 2021. He was still pitching on the Astros in 2022 when they won the World Series. I don't know how many strikeouts I got with Alvarado. I didn't really check. No, it was dumb. It was a bad signing. I don't know if that was Billy. What's his name? I don't know if that was Billy Epstein's idea, or if well, it was. I wouldn't say that it was back to back, because 2023 they only got to the NLCS. They didn't get to the World Series. They got to the World Series in 2022, but not 2023. There you go. Good for you. Good for you, gamer.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Wait, I could still get a save with Kimbrel.
Your attention, please. Now,
Still get that save. Shouldn't have done that, but I completely forgot. You're gonna get 2024 the show? Yeah, definitely gonna get that. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do the tech test because they always do it when they always seem to do the tech test when I go to Florida, and by the time I get back, it's over. It's like, why?
2 strikes. Here you go.
But no doubt I'm gonna get it back. Or I'm gonna get 2020 MLB The Show 24. No doubt. Strike 3, sit down. Let's see if we got the save with Kimbrel there. We did. Oh, thank goodness. Change it to what, gamer? I don't know if they will, though. I think they're going to keep this. I think they're going to keep it in place. One of the things that I'm hearing is there might be a battle pass that's coming out for MLB The Show 24. In all honesty, I have no idea what that means. A battle pass. And I don't know how it's supposed to work with MLB The Show. But I hear that might be one of the things that's new to the game this year. Don't know, Landon. That's all I'm hearing. It might be. These are just rumors, okay? So I would just tune into San Diego studios when they do their streams. Yeah, I don't know, Landon, have you ever played NBA 2K24? Because now that Gamer explained it to me, it sounds a lot like NBA 2K24 Battle Pass. No? Okay. But that's essentially what you're talking about, right, Gamer?
Ball, that's out. Hey!
Well, anyway, that's just one of the things.
Ball, that's out.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, after 2022, I pretty much stopped playing the game too. Actually, I would say that that 2020 or 2K20 was probably the last NBA 2K that I seriously played. Even 2K21 and 2K22, I didn't really do those games. 55? Nice! Go get Senga! Hopefully you can make him better than I have in these online games that I played. Because so far I haven't done well. Strike 3, sit down. I may have to bring in, Alvarado next inning, regardless if we have the lead or not, because I don't think Alcantara is going to be able to last. So, I hope I could get the win with Alcantara, but there's no way I could go another inning with him. Attaboy Schmidt.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number 59.
At the ball.
Elvis
Count 1-0.
Guerrero.
And Castellanos is going to go deep too. Nice. Beating up on the Brewers, the national pastime. 6-1 on your current event run? Nice. You know, I bet if he didn't jump for that, it still would have been a home run. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get a save with Kimbrel, so I can at least do the I can at least do the strikeouts with Diaz, or not Diaz, Alvarado, and Diaz can just get the XP. What's that? Ooh, excuse me. With pleasure. Oh my gosh. Thought that was going to be out of here. A perfect that's not, that isn't driven out of the park. Dang. And of course I'm going to hit a home run with JT. No I'm not. It's just going to end up in the shade.
Your attention, please. Now, presenting Alvarado.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's a purely ranked seasons person, and
0-2.
he doesn't really play events all that much. That's always a possibility.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball, that count.
Strike 3, sit down.
Nope, outside.
There you go. You sure you don't want to do like a you sure you don't want to do, you know, a team build or whatever? Try to get some more players parallel to XP or super fractured?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number 46. Wilson.
or right. Ugh.
The batter, the designated hitter, Mike Schmidt.
No, he's safe. No ball, 2 strikes.
Sure. You know, might give me some ideas for my own if I ever go back into the event. Because if I struggle on ranked seasons, I'm probably going to do the event and just do the parallel XP with my Mets players. But who's your favorite pitcher?
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number 45.
6 and 5, 15 saves. Oh, so this is a reliever. Or is he a starter? I'll have to look him up once once I'm done with this. Well, I mean, you could have always brought in a starting pitcher to be able to get saves. I never put it past anyone to do that.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Now batting, the center fielder, Mike
All right, Harris, just don't hit into a double play, and if you do, run like hell to first.
No, safe.
Nice. His pars, but his circle change kind of nasty. Domingo.
Now batting,
Oh, another. Okay.
18.
Yeah, I've heard of Domingo Tapia.
Your attention, please. Now pitching
Yeah,
for the Blues.
it's interesting that you don't mention the knuckleballer that everyone was using in that first moonshot event that was grinding David Wright.
Oh and 1.
Oh, the knuckleballer that I'm talking about? So you can't use him in this event. Got it. Oh well.
Out.
Let's just get the XP with Diaz.
Your attention, please. Now pitching, Edwin
Ball
Diaz.
1. Yep, that ball went out. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Strike 3, sit down. This is 72 overall. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. You sim online 4 times. Honestly, like, I know this may seem weird, but I always felt like I could hit the knuckleballer. It's those pitchers that throw heat. Those are the ones I can't hit. All right, we got the third pack, which will give us which would enable us to get either Jimmy Rollins or Bryce Harper. Oof. Tough choices here. You know what? I think I'm gonna go Harper because I don't want my lineup stacked with my lineup's already stacked with Philly, so I'd rather go Harper. Get some Nationals in there since they're not being represented. Honestly, I'm not leaving myself many missions left because Alvarado's done. So Kimbrel is it. That's going to put him at 136, which will just get me the packs. So I'm going to have to rely on team build missions to do it. Most used bronze is Alex Wood and Chris Stratton and Zach Thompson. How do you check that? How do you know who's your most used bronze? You know what? I'm gonna purchase some chase packs. Trying to get that Mike Trout. Ah! Dang it! Am I ever gonna pull Mike Trout again? It's like the game just determined that I'm not gonna do it because I pulled him once before. Why should I pull him again? What a waste. So I literally got the same pitcher twice. What are the odds in back-to-back chase packs? Just Shane McClanahan and Masataka Yoshida. Adley? Yeah, but at least Adley has a bit of money. Yoshida? Not really. I mean, selling more than his quick sell price, so I'll take that. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We need to wrap this up. So what I'm thinking, yes, I'm aware of that. I am aware of that. Yep. So we need to get the saves with the with Kimbrel. And then those saves, and then we could do the team build. The team build mission, excuse me. And that should get me enough XP to be done. Jerry Harrison Jr. or Ryan Ludwig? Yeah. Yeah, I will say these Finders Keepers cards have been rather underwhelming. Like, if these are going to be the last cards that get put out there, they've been rather disappointing. Why not? Why not use a Cardinals version? He won, I think he won MVP with his Cardinals version, or when he was with the Cardinals. So why not?
1-1.
Dang it.
Ball. Counts 1-0.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting section, no left field. Christian. Yellow.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball. That pitch is out.
Hold on. Gotta stop slouching. There we go.
Oh, that's low.
Well, I mean, I would want to know, like, what he averaged over his career. What was his average as a thrower. If he threw 95, because back then 95 to 100 was considered high speed. Obviously now they can reach much higher, but back then that was considered like flamethrowing.
That is it. The designated hitter.
And there's a stick drift.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number 55, Kobe Milner.
Ew. I have to... Dang it. I didn't even get anyone up and warming. So... Great. I guess Alcantara is going to do another inning. I didn't want to do that with him. Well, I mean, we mentioned some of the guys already, like Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens. What about Kerry Wood? Did Kerry Wood count? Some other names that were brought up, A.J. Burnett was brought up, Jake Evie.
That exists. The shortstop. Really? A double.
Well, I think a lot of pitchers rely on their fastball because it's the simplest pitch to throw compared to a slider or a circle change.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number 59, Elvis Guerrero.
Excuse me. Attaboy, Rosario. Yeah, that's a good point. Cliff Lee, too. We got to think about Cliff Lee.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now pitching,
Tim Lincecum, yep, absolutely right. Tim Lincecum. Then we should also consider McCain, too. If we're going to consider Lincecum, we should consider McCain, too.
What do you got?
Thank you for mentioning that. I completely forgot about Tim Lincecum.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Uh-oh. Good thing that's foul. Strike 3, sit down.
Nope. That's a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. At least Kimbrel got the save. Yeah, we already got that. Matt Cain. I'm sorry. Not Mick Cain. Matt Cain. That's what I meant. Well, I don't do it based on what their velocity is in MLB The Show. Like I'm considering them based on what they average in real life. Mike Hampton? Let's see. We already said no to Andy Pettit. Andy Pettit is not it's not that kind of pitcher. The only problem is that when I try to look it up, they only give me the stats from like 2008, and it's tough. It really is, but like, you know, I remember Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens all throwing heat back then. It's like I don't think guys like that who had long careers in the MLB, I don't think they would we would ever have guys like that in the MLB today. Lester, John Lester, if he averaged 97, then I think that should count. If he averaged 97, then I think it should count.
The left fielder, number 8, Eddie Rosario.
Attaboy, right? And in fact, that's gone. Awesome. John Lackey? Be careful, he might be one of those new legends next year. Has Bartolo Colon been retired? Oh no, he just retired. He officially retired this year. I was about to say, like, when if they ever do flashbacks of him, Ryan Dempster, huh? I think I would go with, I think Jay Bruce would be a good one to go with. Or even Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier would be good. Actually, I think, isn't Todd Frazier in this year's game or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Blues, number 59, Elvis Cantera.
No, he's safe.
Nice. The one on the Reds. Whichever pitching is that, give me the one on the Reds. Because the one on the Mets just didn't work.
Steal. He's safe.
Batting up, the center fielder, Michael Harris. Leading up for the Brewers, the third baseman, Josh.
And once again, I don't get anyone up and warming because I'm an idiot. Good thing with Diaz, it doesn't, or it doesn't take much.
is out.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter.
Fernando Rodney.
And
Or even a K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez.
0-2.
That could be another one. Strike 3, sit down. But I feel like if they haven't done it already, I don't think they're going to do it soon. Because he's been out of the league for a while.
He's good.
batting seventh, the second baseman.
Oh,
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues, number 55, Kobe.
well, I'm not going to make the same mistake that I made. I didn't say he'd be good. Or I didn't say he'd be a diverse pitcher with a lot of pitch selection.
Got him. That's him out.
Maybe they'll do. You'll get a kick out of this one. Maybe they'll do Jerry Blevins.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Oh man, that would be something.
Ball. That's inside. 1-1. Aye. 1 ball. 2
Come on, Kimbrel. Strike 3, sit down. Uh-oh.
Number 6,
99 Jason Bay is the one that shows him signing, or at the signing. Like they did with, I don't know if you remember when David Price was on the Red Sox, and for his live series, they just had him at the, they just had him as the, they just had him at his signing, I think because he was hurt for the Red Sox. Oh, that's another one we should consider. What about Scott Kazmir or David Price when they were on the Rays? Should have thought about those. Dang. Oh, did I get my saves with... I did. Okay, I got my saves with Kimbrel. Was in MLB 22. I think I remember him. No, but I'm not like new legends. No. No, I'm talking about I'm talking about our previous conversation with starting pitchers who threw heat. James Shields, sure, why not? The guy who gave up the home run to Bartolo Colon, Brendan Morrow. I don't know if I remember him that much, Brendan Morrow. I guess there were quite a few guys who threw heat in the 2000s. There you go. How about that? All right, so we're going to do a team build of Mets and Phillies. I was shocked. And I thought it was so hilarious. Grayson, what you need to do is you need to go on YouTube and you need to see if you could get the SNY call, the WFAN call, the Spanish radio call, and then get the San Diego commentators call. See if you can find the video that has all four of them in there, because it is fantastic. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, no freaking way did that just happen. And it happened. It happened. So what we're going to do... that made him so lovable when he was on the Mets. Every time he would swing, his helmet would just fall off, and it was funny as hell. You could tell he was going for broke. I will say I envy that Mets fan who caught Bartolo Colon's home run, because she became a part of history. And she probably got the best fan experience by catching that too. Alright, let's do one more conquest game and then we should be done with this. I think to be on the safe side, I'll pitch with Nola, Alvarado, and then I'll end it with Diaz. That way I can keep it. I mean, if they gave her the if they gave her the if they gave her like a chance to meet the players, meet Bartolo, I think she gave it back. Let's see. Did Bartolo Colon get his first home run ball back? There's a New York Post article on it. Oh, it was actually a guy who did it. I thought it was a female fan, but it was actually a guy. But he did give it to the officials. It says here, let's see. When a trade was offered for the baseball, he told officials, quote, "The only thing I want is for the Mets to win a world championship. Win the World Series and I will be happy." He gave the ball to the officials, who sent it to the Mets clubhouse and Cologne as the game was going on. Oh, it was a father and son. Okay, so to answer your question, yes, that fan gave it back to gave the baseball to the officials. Although I would have held on to it and said, I wanna personally give it to Bartolo. Like, get a chance to meet him, give it to him, meet the rest of the Mets. I would have done that. But I mean, hey, everyone's different, and I admire that fan for getting the ball back without any concessions. I will tell you that the coolest experience I ever had was getting to hold one of the balls that Johan Santana pitched during his no hitter for the Mets in 2012. The Mets were having it as like a show off history kind of day at the ballpark. So I put a glove on because they were showing off the ball, and I got to hold it. It's actually a picture that I posted on Instagram. Very cool. I still watch that last half inning for Johan Santana getting the final 3 outs for the no hitter. It's great. Just listen to how Gary, Ron, and Keith just talk about it. It's like they're nervous that it may not happen, and then when it does happen, they're like so thrilled. It's perfect. $12, so that would put me at 7:0 or 6:05. Okay, I think 6:05 should definitely get me done with this program. And then tomorrow I can go ahead and start the grind, or start the parallel XP grind for the Mets. Excuse me. Of course, I better figure out this stick drift first before I
No ball, 2 strikes.
before I try to go online. Strike 3, sit down.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Blues. Number
Let's see, who can we go to? You know what? Let's make sure on the Mets. So let's do John Franco for the next half inning. Dang! That looked like such a great hit.
Batting in, the center fielder, Michael Harris.
On one.
All right, Franco, come on in.
Your attention, please. Now pitching, John Franco.
Oh, two is the count.
Strike 3. Sit down. I may have done that a little early. If it was an errant throw, I would have had to hold off.
On two.
Strike 3, sit down.
Oh, one's the count.
Is this rain gonna stop anytime soon? I'd like to be able to drive and not worry about
One ball, two strikes.
potential downpour. Strike 3. Ooh, sit down. Whoa! I nearly blew it there.
Your attention,
I nearly blew it.
now pitching for the Blues. Number 59, Elvis Tejero.
Got it. Got it.
I mean, hopefully I did enough. I think I did. All right.
Your attention, please. Now pitching,
I got the win. I should get the win with Aaron Nola. Maybe I should have done two.
One ball, one
Maybe I should have done two Phillies pitchers. Whoa!
one strike.
See, that's where stick drift can get me in the trouble. Strike 3, sit down. Yeah, I should have thrown in another Phillies pitcher, but I had so many Phillies that were part of my lineup that I thought it kind of offset.
No ball, two strikes. Ball. Two strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Come on, one more out.
Ball. One ball, two strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. All right. Aaron Nola gets the save. Let's see, Ryan Howard had a double and an RBI. Bryce Harper went 1 for 2 with a run. All right, let's see if that's enough. Plus, Nola got an inning, 2 strikeouts, and some XP. So let's see. It was! All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the Team Affinity grind. Boy, howdy, has this been a long, long grind. It has been so long. It has taken so much time. But we are done. Nolan Ryan is ours. Going to the GOATist. Put him in. Get the 50 show packs. Plus the bundle. Or plus the chase pack that's going to come with it. For Bryce Harper. But I don't actually get Bryce Harper. And more importantly, that means I can shift my focus to grinding the Mets team lineup and hopefully getting them super fractured. So allow me to show you guys again. This is the lineup that I'm running with. I have Pete Alonso as my captain. Hopefully I can get him paralleled XP'd. If I get him to 1, that's going to give me batting clutch and power against lefties and righties at 10. So as long as I could get him up to P5, which he should be able to, then all these guys are going to be phenomenal. At least I feel like they're going to be phenomenal. So, and of course, I also have Al Leiter as my captain for pitching. So you can see here, Leiter, he's got the tier 3 boost because I have 13 pitchers in my lineup, and he's parallel. He's the first parallel. Or he's got parallel level 1 on him. So when I take him online, they're going to have 15 strikeouts per 9, 15 hits per 9, and 5 stamina. Which means I'm going to be able to go a ways with Senga, with DeGrom, with Syndergaard, with Seaver, and then all these guys too. So that will be starting tomorrow. I'm going to show you what the lineup looks like. Lindor leads off with Hernandez hitting second. Then you have David Wright, Pete Alonso third, Francisco Alvarez, although I may change that actually. Yeah, I'm going to change it. Nope, because this set 4, Keith, is the one I hit the best with. Just look at his online stats. You know, a 1,000 OPS down at the bottom, over on the left side there. He's had well, I can move my thing, but I think he's had like 4 or 5 home runs for me. No, he's got to have 4, maybe 3 or 4. Because he has 4 RBIs for me, but he hits a lot of home runs for me. So that's the Keith Hernandez I'm going with. And yes, he had to be Pete Alonso had to be. Oh no, Pete Alonso didn't have to be. Okay, so we're gonna keep Keith at first, And Pete Alonso is going to be our DH. Because he's a liability there. And then, of course, right third, Alvarez. Alvarez bats cleanup with Conforto hitting fifth, Nimmo hitting sixth, Pete Alonso seventh, Mark Canha eighth, and Jeff McNeil ninth. I'll show you my bench. It's Escobar, Carter, Mauricio, and Vientos. No Beatty, although maybe he'll end up there. Maybe he'll end up there, but for now he's not there. And then my bullpen is Diaz, Franco, Loop, Rayleigh, Familia, and then Ottavino, Brigham, and Reed Foley. So, again, all this excitement, all the grind to get these cards parallel, super factored is on. So, that will all begin tomorrow. I hope you'll tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.